Namaste. Welcome to Samskriti. In the Adhyatma Ramayana series, we are now in Sarga 2 of Kishkinda Kanda. In this manner, all the misfortunes and sins of Sugriva were eradicated by his communion with Rama. In the interest of the success of his mission, Rama applied his delusion generating power of Maya on Sugriva and said, "O friend, whatever you have said is true, but the people of this world would say that Rama took the vow of helping Sugriva with the fire as witness. But of what help was he to him? People will bring such criticism against me. To prevent it, you should immediately challenge Vali for a duel. With a single arrow, I shall kill Vali and anoint you on the throne." Saying all right, Sugriva immediately went to the grove adjacent to Kishkinda and with a thunderous roar challenged Vali for a fight. Soon as Vali heard the challenge of his brother, his eyes became red with anger. He stepped out of his residence instantly and came forward to face Sugriva. He rushed at Sugriva, who thereupon hit him on his chest. At this temerity of his younger brother, Vali delivered punch after punch on Sugriva with his fist, and Sugriva did the same to him in return. Thus, these two, resembling each other very much, fought between themselves. Rama was watching them in great astonishment, but afraid that Sugriva might be killed due to the mistaken identity, he did not shoot the arrow. At last, Sugriva started vomiting blood and ran away from there, most terrified, while Vali returned to his abode. Now, Sugriva addressed Rama, "O Rama, do you want me to be killed by the enemy, my brother? If you are desirous of killing me, then, my lord, you should do it yourself. You are true to your words. Why then have you abandoned me after generating confidence in you in my mind?" Hearing Sugriva's words, Rama embraced him and with tearful eyes said, "Be not afraid, O my friend. Seeing you both looking alike, I was in doubt and did not shoot the arrow, fearing that it might strike you, my friend. Therefore, to remove this doubt and confusion, I am giving you a distinguishing mark on your body. Now, go again and challenge Vali, and you will see him dead. I, Rama, am swearing this to you, O brother, that this time I shall kill your enemy instantly." Having reassured Sugriva in this manner, Rama told Lakshmana to put a garland of flowers around the neck of Sugriva and then send him to fight with Vali. Lakshmana did accordingly and coaxed Sugriva to set forth again for battle. Sugriva went back and challenged Vali once again with a terrific sound. Surprised at this new challenge, Vali, in great wrath, tied his waistcloth and got ready to go. At that time, his wife Tara, who was highly worried and distraught, obstructed by catching hold of his hand and tried to stop him from going, saying, "Do not go now. I have got great apprehensions in my mind. It is only just now that Sugriva ran away defeated by you. He is again returning for combat in great haste. This shows that surely he has found a strong and potent helper for support." To her, Vali said, "O beautiful lady, do not have any doubt or apprehension in this regard. Release your hold on my hand. Let me go. I shall come back soon after killing that enemy. Which helper will that unfortunate fellow find? And even if he does find one, I shall kill both of them and return soon. You should not worry. When challenged by an enemy, how can I, a brave and courageous person, stay home without responding? Hence, I shall return after killing him, O beautiful one." Tara tried to reason with him by saying, "O King of Kings, hear from me some news that I have learnt. After that, you can do as you think fit." When our son Angada had gone on a hunt, he heard some news which he reported to me. They say that there is a great personage by name Rama, the son of King Dasharatha of Ayodhya. Along with his wife and his brother Lakshmana, he has come to stay in the Dandaka forest. It appears that Rama's wife Sita has been abducted by Ravana. Searching for her everywhere, Rama, along with his brother Lakshmana, is presently at Rishyamukha and has entered into an alliance with Sugriva, taking an oath of rendering mutual help with the sacred fire as a witness. The agreement between them, it seems, is killing you in battle. He will install Sugriva in your place. With this resolve, they are with Sugriva. Believe me, otherwise, how could Sugriva return so quickly after being beaten by you? Therefore, it is better that you abandon your enmity with Sugriva, bring him here, and install him as the heir apparent, and then seek shelter in Rama. O best in the monkey clan, by doing so, save me, Angada, this kingdom, and the community from destruction. With these words, Tara, shedding tears, fell at the feet of Vali, caught hold of his feet with her hands, and wept bitterly out of fear. Then Vali embraced her affectionately and reassured her by saying, "Oh dear, you are unnecessarily afraid because of your feminine nature. I have no such fear. If Lord Rama, along with Lakshmana, has indeed come here, then I shall certainly get into friendship with him. I have heard formerly that the Supreme Lord Narayana has incarnated as Rama for relieving the earth of her burdens. He is the Supreme Self, and he is not likely to have any distinction between friend and foe. O virtuous woman, I shall bow at his lotus feet and bring him home. The Lord of all gods seeks those who seek him and is approachable through devotion. If Sugriva comes alone to fight, I shall kill him in an instant. Besides this, you suggested that Sugriva be anointed as the heir apparent. O dear lady, how can I, the celebrated Vali, whose heroism is recognized the world over, follow such suggestions of submission and surrender prompted by fear when challenged by the enemy to fight? How can I think or speak like that? Hence, O beautiful one, be rest assured and remain home." Thus consoling the grief-stricken Tara, Vali went out with a firm determination to kill Sugriva. Seeing Vali approach, Sugriva, who was enthused by the garland around his neck, began to jump and leap excitedly like an arrogant elephant. Then Sugriva and Vali started exchanging fist blows. Thus, their mutual scuffle went on for a while. Sugriva fought all along, casting glances at Rama. Looking at these two engaged in mortal combat, Rama took up an arrow from his quiver, which was as invincible as the thunderbolt, and mounted it on the bow of Indra. Hiding himself behind a tree and pulling the bowstring up to his ear, Rama then released it at the heart of Vali. That arrow pierced the chest of Vali, who jumped up, causing earth tremors, and then with a terrific howl fell on the ground. For about one muhurta, that is about 48 minutes, Vali lay unconscious. Then, regaining consciousness, he saw before him the lotus-eyed Rama holding the bow on his left hand and an arrow on the other, donning 3-bar clothes and a crown of matted hairs on his head. His broad chest was adorned by an attractive vanamala. His arms were well built, strong and long, and the radiance of the body was dark like the new durva grass, and with Lakshmana and Sugriva standing on either side to serve him. Seeing Rama before him, Vali spoke softly, admonishing him with a slight hint of reprimand and reproach. "O Rama, what harm have I done to you to justify your slaughtering me? In shooting an arrow at me, hiding behind the stump of a tree, you have violated the code of conduct of royal personages. You have done such an infamous and reprehensible act. What fame and glory will you get by killing me stealthily like a thief, by shooting an arrow at me from behind a tree? If you are a Kshatriya born in the dignified clan of Manu, then you should have fought me in the front and faced the consequences. What favor has Sugriva done to you, and what is it that I have left undone? I have heard that your wife Sita has been abducted by Ravana, and that you have taken the refuge of Sugriva to get her back. O Rama, have you not heard of my strength, which is so well known all over the world? I am capable of capturing Ravana along with his entire tribe and bringing the whole of Lanka along with Sita, if I wish to do so, in just half a muhurta. The irony is that you are known and reputed as being very righteous, noble and upright in your conduct. Tell me, what rules of righteousness you have observed in killing a monkey, hiding like a hunter? The flesh of a monkey is not even fit for consumption. So what have you gained by killing me?" When Vali spoke such insulting words, Raghava replied thus: "It is to protect Dharma that I am moving on this earth, with bow in hand, killing the perpetrators of adharma to protect the noble path of propriety and righteousness. A daughter, sister, sister-in-law, and daughter-in-law are all to be treated equally. If a foolish man has conjugal relationship with any one of them, he should be regarded as a sinner and deserves to be executed by the king. You have forcibly appropriated for yourself the wife of your younger brother. Hence I, who am the upholder of dharma, have killed you. You, being a monkey, are not aware that great souls move about in this world to sanctify it with their noble character and deeds. One should not talk with them with such temerity and pretensions of uprightness." Hearing these words, Vali recognized Rama as Mahavishnu himself, and he became afraid that he had said so many uncalled for words against Rama. So Vali hastily bowed before Rama and said, "O high-souled Rama, I have realized that you are the Supreme Lord himself. The ignorant monkey that I am, I have made these irreverent remarks against you. Be gracious enough to pardon me for the same. Your divine darshana is difficult and rare even for great yogis. It is a matter of great privilege and good luck for me that I have been pierced by your arrow and I am dying before you. He, by repeating whose name in a mood of helplessness at the time of one's death, a jiva attains the supreme status, that same Lord is now standing in front of me during my last moments. O Lord, I recognize you as the Supreme Purusha, Mahavishnu, and the auspicious Sita is Lakshmi personified. You have revealed yourself as an incarnation on the prayers of Brahma to kill Ravana. Grant me permission, O Rama, to attain your supreme status, and may you be gracious to my son Angada, who is equal in strength to me. O Rama, touch my heart with your lotus-like hands and remove the arrow still embedded in it." Then, saying all right, Sri Rama touched him and pulled out the arrow out of his chest. Immediately, Vali left his body of a monkey and assumed the divine form, which was like that of Indra. Struck by the arrow of Rama and stroked by his cooling and comforting hands, Vali immediately left his mortal coil of a monkey and attained the exalted stature which is difficult even for Paramahamsas to attain. Moving on with the chanting now. अध्यात्मरामायणे किष्किन्धाकाण्डे द्वितीयः सर्गः। इत्थं स्वात्मपरिष्वङ्गनिर्धूताशेषकल्मषं रामः सुग्रीवमालोक्य सस्मितं वाक्यमब्रवीत्। मायां मोहकरीं तस्मिन् वितन्वन् कार्यसिद्धये। सखे त्वदुक्तं यत्तन्मां सत्यमेव न संशयः। किन्तु लोकावदिष्यन्ति मामेवं रघुनन्दनः। कृतवान् किं कपीन्द्राय सख्यं कृत्वाग्निसाक्षिकम्। इति लोकापवादो मे भविष्यति न संशयः। तस्मादाह्वय भद्रन्ते गत्वा युद्धाय वालिनं। बाणेनैकेन तं हत्वा राज्ये त्वामभिषेचये। तथेति गत्वा सुग्रीवः किष्किन्धोपवनं द्रुतं। कृत्वा शब्दं महानादं तमाह्वयत वालिनं। तच्छ्रुत्वा भ्रातृनिनदं रोषताम्रविलोचनः। निर्जगामगृहात् शीघ्रं सुग्रीवो यत्र वानरः। तमापतन्तं सुग्रीवः शीघ्रं वक्षस्य ताडयत्। सुग्रीवमपि मुष्टिभ्यां जघान क्रोधमूर्छितः। वाली तमपि सुग्रीव एवं क्रुद्धौ परस्परम्। अयुध्येतामेकरूपौ दृष्ट्वा रामोऽतिविस्मितः न मुमोच तदा बाणं सुग्रीववधशङ्कया ततो दुद्राव सुग्रीवो वमन् रक्तं भयाकुलः वाली स्वभवनं यातः सुग्रीवो राममब्रवीत् किं मां घातयसे राम शत्रुणा भ्रातृरूपिणा यदि मद्दनने वाञ्छा त्वमेव जहि मां विभो एवं मे प्रत्ययं कृत्वा सत्यवादिन् रघूत्तम उपेक्षसे किमर्थं मां शरणागतवत्सल श्रुत्वा सुग्रीववचनं रामः साश्रुविलोचनः आलिङ्ग्यमास्म वैशीस्त्वं दृष्ट्वा वामेकरूपिणौ मित्रघातित्वमाशङ्क्य मुक्तवान् सायकं नहि इदानीमेव ते चिह्नं करिष्ये भ्रमशान्तये गत्वाह्वय पुनः शत्रुं हतं द्रक्ष्यसि वालिनं रामोऽहं त्वां शपे भ्रातर्हनिष्यामि रिपुं क्षणात् इत्याश्वास्य स सुग्रीवं रामो लक्ष्मणमब्रवीत् सुग्रीवस्य गले पुष्पमाला मामुच्य पुष्पिता प्रेषयस्व महाभाग सुग्रीवं वालिनं प्रति लक्ष्मणस्तु तदा बद्ध्वा गच्छ गच्छेति सादरं प्रेषयामास सुग्रीवं सोऽपि गत्वा तथा करोत् पुनरप्यद्भुतं शब्दं कृत्वा वालिनमाह्वयत् तच्छ्रुत्वा विस्मितो वाली क्रोधेन महतावृतः बद्ध्वा परिकरं सम्यक् गमनायोपचक्रमे गच्छन्तं वालिनं तारा गृहीत्वा निशिषेधतं न गन्तव्यं त्वयेदानीं शङ्कामेतीव जायते इदानीमेव ते भग्नः पुनरायाति सत्वरः सहायो बलवांस्तस्य कश्चिन्नूनं समागतः वालीतामाह हे सुब्रू शङ्का ते व्येतु तद्गता प्रियेकरं परित्यज्य गच्छ गच्छामि तं रिपुं हत्वा शीघ्रं समायास्ये सहायस्तस्य को भवेत् सहायो यदि सुग्रीवस्ततो हत्वोभयं क्षणात् आयास्येमाशु च शूरः कथं तिष्ठेत् गृहे रिपुं ज्ञात्वाप्याह्वयमानं हि हत्वा यास्यामि सुन्दरी तारोवाच मत्तोऽन्यच्छृणु राजेन्द्र श्रुत्वा कुरु यथोचितम् आह मामङ्गदः पुत्रो मृगयायां श्रुतं वचः अयोध्याधिपतिः श्रीमान् रामो दाशरथिः किल लक्ष्मणेन सह भ्रात्रा सीतया भार्यया सह आगतो दण्डकारण्यं तत्र सीता हृता किल रावणेन सह भ्रात्रा मार्गमाणोऽथ जानकीम् आगतो ऋष्यमूकाद्रिं सुग्रीवेण समागतः चकार तेन सुग्रीवः सख्यं चानलसाक्षिकं प्रतिज्ञां कृतवान् रामः सुग्रीवाय स लक्ष्मणः वालिनं समरे हत्वा राजानं त्वां करोम्यहम् इति निश्चित्य तौ यातौ निश्चितं शृणु मद्वचः इदानीमेव ते भग्नः कथं पुनरुपागतः अतस्त्वं सर्वथा वैरं त्यक्त्वा सुग्रीवमानय यौवराज्येऽभिषिञ्चाशु रामं त्वं शरणं व्रज पाहि मामङ्गदं राज्यं कुलं च हरिपुङ्गव इत्युक्त्वा श्रुमुखी तारा पादयोः प्रणिपत्यतं हस्ताभ्यां चरणौ धृत्वा रुरोद भयविह्वला तामालिङ्ग्य तदा वाली सस्नेहमिदमब्रवीत् स्त्रीस्वभावाद्बिभेषित्वं प्रिये नास्ति भयं मम रामो यदि समायातो लक्ष्मणेन समं प्रभुः तदा रामेण मे स्नेहो भविष्यति न संशयः रामो नारायणः साक्षादवतीर्णोऽखिलप्रभुः भूभारहरणार्थाय श्रुतं पूर्वं मया नघे स्वपक्षपरपक्षो वा नास्ति तस्य परात्मनः आनेष्यामि गृहं साध्वी नत्वा तच्चरणाम्बुजं भजतोऽनुभजत्येष भक्तिगम्यः सुरेश्वरः यदि स्वयं समायाति सुग्रीवो हन्मितं क्षणात् यदुक्तं यौवराज्याय सुग्रीवस्याभिषेचनं कथमाहूयमानोऽहं युद्धाय रिपुणा प्रिये शूरोऽहं सर्वलोकानां सम्मतः शुभलक्षणे भीतभीतमिदं वाक्यं कथं वाली वदेत् प्रिये तस्मात् शोकं परित्यज्य तिष्ठ सुन्दरि वेश्मनि एवमाश्वास्य तारां तां शोचन्तीमश्रुलोचनां गतो वाली समुद्युक्तः सुग्रीवस्य वधाय सः दृष्ट्वा वालिनमायान्तं सुग्रीवो भीमविक्रमः उत्पपात गले बद्ध पुष्पमालो मतङ्गवते मुष्टिभ्यां ताडयामास वालिनं सोपितं तथा अहन्वाली च सुग्रीवं सुग्रीवो वालिनं तथा रामं विलोकयन्नेव सुग्रीवो युयुधे युधि इत्येवं युध्यमानौ तौ दृष्ट्वा रामः प्रतापवान् बाणमादाय तूणीरादैन्द्रे धनुषि सन्दधे आकृष्य कर्णपर्यन्तम् अदृश्यो वृक्षखण्डगः निरीक्ष्य वालिनं सम्यग् लक्ष्यं तद्हृदयं हरिः उत्ससर्जाशनि समं महावेगं महाबलः बिभेद सशरो वक्षो वालिनः कम्पयन्महीम् उत्पपात महाशब्दं मुञ्चन् स निपपातः तदा मुहूर्तं निस्संज्ञो भूत्वा चेतनमापसः ततो वालि ददर्शाग्रे रामं राजीवलोचनं धनुरालम्ब्य वामेन हस्तेनान्येन सायकं बिभ्राणं चीरवसनं जटामुकुटधारिणं विशालवक्षसम्भ्राजध्वनमाला विभूषितं पीनचार्वायतभुजं नवदूर्वादलच्छविं सुग्रीवलक्ष्मणाभ्यां च पार्श्वयोः परिसेवितं विलोक्य शनकैः प्राह वाली रामं विगर्हयन् किं मयापकृतं राम तव येन हतोऽस्म्यहं राजधर्ममविज्ञाय गर्हितं कर्म ते कृतं वृक्षखण्डे तिरो भूत्वा त्यजतामयि सायकं यशः किं लप्स्यसे राम चोरवत्कृतसङ्गरः यदि क्षत्रियदायादो मनोर्वंशसमुद्भवः युद्धं कृत्वा समक्षं मे प्राप्यसे तत्फलं तदा सुग्रीवेण कृतं किं ते मया वा न कृतं किमु रावणेन हृता भार्या तव राम महावने सुग्रीवं शरणं यातस्तदर्थमिति शुश्रुम बत राम न जानीषे मद्बलं लोकविश्रुतं रावणं सकुलं बद्ध्वा ससीतं लङ्कया सह आनयामि मुहूर्ताद्धाद्यदि चेच्छामि राघव धर्मिष्ठ इति लोकेऽस्मिन् कथ्यसे रघुनन्दन वानरं व्याधवद्दत्त्वा धर्मं कं लप्स्यसे वद अभक्ष्यं वानरं मांसं हत्वा मां किं करिष्यसि इत्येवं बहुभाषन्तं वालिनं राघवो ब्रवीत् धर्मस्य गोप्ता लोकेऽस्मिंश्चरामि सशरासनः अधर्मकारिणं हत्वा सद्धर्मं पालयाम्यहं दुहिता भगिनी भ्रातुर्भार्या चैव तथा स्नुषा समायो रमते तासामेकामपि विमूढधीः पातकी स तु विज्ञेयः सवध्यो राजभिः सदा त्वं तु भ्रातुः कनिष्ठस्य भार्यायां रमसे बलात् अतो मया धर्मविदा हतोऽसि वनगोचर त्वं कपित्वान्न जानीषे महान्तो विचरन्ति यत् लोकं पुनान्न सञ्चारैरस्तस्तान्नातिभाषयेत् तच्छ्रुत्वा भयसन्त्रस्तो ज्ञात्वा रामं रमापतिं वाली प्रणम्य रभसाद् रामं वचनमब्रवीत् राम राम महाभाग जाने त्वां परमेश्वरम् अजानता मया किञ्चिदुक्तं तक्षन्तुमर्हसि साक्षात् त्वच्छरघातेन विशेषेण तवाग्रतः त्यजाम्यसून् महायोगी दुर्लभं तव दर्शनम् यन्नाम विवशो गृह्णन् म्रियमाणः परं पदम् याति साक्षात् स एवाद्य मुमूर्षोर्मे पुरस्थितः देवजानामि पुरुषं त्वां श्रियं जानकीं शुभां रावणस्य वधार्थाय जातं त्वां ब्रह्मणार्थितम् अनुजानीहि मां राम यान्तं त्वत्पदमुत्तमं मम तुल्यबले बाले अङ्गदे त्वं दयां कुरु विशल्यं कुरु मे राम हृदयं पाणिना स्पृशन् तथेति बाणमुद्धृत्य रामः पस्पर्श पाणिना त्यक्त्वा तद्वानरं देहं अमरेन्द्रो भवक्षणात् वाली रघूत्तमशराभिहतो विमृष्टो रामेण शीतलकरेण सुखाकरेण सद्यो विमुच्य कपिदेहमनन्यलभ्यं प्राप्तं पदं परमहंसगणैर्दुरापम् इति श्रीमध्यात्मरामायणे उमामहेश्वरसंवादे किष्किन्धाकाण्डे द्वितीयः सर्गः।